Pokemon Sword and Shield have been widely considered to be pretty easy games to Pokemon fans. I mean, the game gives you access to really strong Pokemon in the wild area to catch, the game has really easy methods to level up your Pokemon, and the overall AI of trainer NPCs don't make them that hard to beat. But although I didn't personally struggle too hard with this game, there are definitely some standout trainer battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield that gave me and some other people trouble. So today we'll be looking at some of these fights to count down the top 5 hardest battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Remember, these are just the trainers I found to be troublesome personally, so if there's a battle that gave you trouble but it's not on this list, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Also make sure to leave a like if you happen to enjoy the video, and to subscribe for more Pokemon Sword and Shield content. But with all that out of the way, let's get right into number 5. First up on the list, we are going to have Nessa's gym fight. As you guys know, Nessa is the second gym leader in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's not too common where you see the second gym leader in a Pokemon game give people so much trouble. But Nessa and her Dynamaxing Dreadnought were definitely a hard pair to take down. If you chose Grookey as your starter Pokemon, this gym should have been a breeze for you considering Nessa's Pokemon are water type, and Dreadnought is 4 times weak to grass. By this point in the game, you should have a Thwackey anyways, so just Dynamax and sweep. But if you chose Scorbunny or Sobble as your starter, this battle could give you some trouble. I think the reason this first Nessa battle is so tricky is that at this point in the game, there aren't that many Pokemon available that are super effective on Dreadnought. Grookey's out of the equation because you're set if you chose him, but if not, Yamper and Galarian Farfetch'd are some of your best options to take on Dreadnought. Oh yeah, by the way, Nessa does have a Goldeen and an Arrokuda, but I haven't mentioned them yet because I'm pretty sure that's not the part of the Nessa battle that people are struggling with. I really hope. It's definitely possible to take on Nessa and win with Pokemon that aren't super effective against Dreadnought, but it's definitely a challenge considering when Dreadnought goes Dynamax and uses Max Geyser, not only does it hit like a truck, but it sets up rain for 5 turns after, so it'll do even more damage next turn. The only reason I was able to beat Nessa on my first try was because I used revives. Without those, I would have definitely lost. With all that being said, I knew I had to include Nessa's gym battle on this list. However, I personally struggled more with other battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is why Nessa is the number 5 slot on this list. Moving on to number 4, we have a battle that I actually haven't done yet, and that's because it's exclusive to Pokemon Shield, and that's Alistar's Gym Battle. Honestly, after looking at Alistar's team and watching a few videos of other YouTubers fighting Alistar, I'm kinda glad I didn't have to face this gym leader. Alistar has 4 Pokemon in total, but I would only consider 3 of them threatening. Sorry, Yamask. But after you defeat Yamask in one shot, Alistar also has a Mimikyu. Mimikyu is always a scary Pokemon to face because for one turn, the Pokemon is immune to any damage, meaning Mimikyu usually has a free turn to set up. And you probably see where I'm going with this. I mean, Alistar's Mimikyu literally has Hone Claws, so good luck with that. After Mimikyu, I thought I'd mention that Alistar's Cursula has the move Curse, which is always a pain to deal with because it takes 1/4 of your HP at the end of every turn. But the Pokemon that truly makes Alistar a challenging gym leader is his Gigantamax Gengar. Now, if you thought Gengar was already a hard-hitting Pokemon, Gigantamax Gengar is that on crack. Not only does Gigantamax Gengar have its signature max move being G-Max Terror, but it also has the poison max move being Max Ooze, which boosts the user's special attack. If Alistar goes for Max Ooze turn 1, this battle can get really scary really fast, which is why I had to include it as the number 4 slot on this list. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the final rival battle with Hop after he gets Zacian or Zamazenta, depending on the version of the game you're playing. Right away, all of Hop's Pokemon are on the brink of level 70, with exception to his starter Pokemon and legendary Pokemon being level 70. So if you were underleveled for the champion battle at all, make sure you grind up your Pokemon with EXP candies before this fight. However, if you do decide to use Zacian or Zamazenta during this fight, it will help you out tremendously. Both Intrepid Sword and Dauntless Shield are great abilities, and if you're playing Pokemon Sword, that attack boost on Zacian can easily lead to a sweep of Hop's team. But if you're like me, I don't like to use the legendary Pokemon of the game on my team. One of the reasons for this is simply because I don't want to replace anyone on my team, but also because in a game like Pokemon that's already criticized for being easy, I don't really see the point in using a broken Pokemon that's literally handed to you. So without Zacian on my team, this battle was definitely a challenge. I beat most of Hop's team with ease. I struggled a bit on his Snorlax because it's so tanky, and Cinderace killed one of my Pokemon with Pyro Ball, so that was fun. But good thing Pyro Ball's animation is so cool, otherwise I would have been even more salty. Anyways, when I finally got to Zamazenta, I knew this battle was about to get hard, and it was for sure. I think the only reason why I won this battle was because I got a lucky freeze-dry freeze with my Ice Cube, and I was able to swap to my Toxtricity and kill it. If I hadn't gotten so lucky, I think I would have lost this fight for sure, which is why I thought this Hop battle deserved number 3 on the list. In the number 2 spot, we have the battle versus champion Leon. Now, I've got to say, I've been rather disappointed with the champions of the last couple Pokemon games. I just didn't find the fights too difficult or memorable. But one of the things I think Pokemon Sword and Shield did a great job of doing was making champion Leon actually seem like a champion. Starting off, all of Leon's Pokemon are threatening, and I don't want to see anyone sleeping on Mr. Rhyme. He even has a pseudo-legendary Pokemon being Dragapult, but thankfully its only stab dragon move is Dragon Breath for this fight. Also, one thing that's pretty cool is that Leon gets the remaining starter Pokemon that the player in Hop didn't choose, meaning Leon will have the starter Pokemon that is super effective against your starter Pokemon. So if you don't have anything to take on Leon's Galar starter, you could run into some trouble here. But the real obstacle with this fight is Leon's Gigantamax Charizard. First off, Leon's Charizard carries Air Slash, meaning that when it goes Gigantamax, this move will be turned into the Flying Max move, being Max Airstream. Not only is Max Airstream going to hit for stab damage and do a ton, but it will also raise Charizard's speed, turning this Pokemon into even more of a threat. I picked Sobble as my starter, so I was able to get some hits in with my Inteleon and finish off the Charizard with Dragapult after Inteleon fainted. Like I said, I'm glad they made Leon a challenging champion, because I feel like, that makes sense for a final boss. But there's one more battle in Pokemon Sword and Shield that I think is a bit more difficult in my opinion. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have the 8th gym battle of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and this is Ryan's battle. Ryan's gym is really interesting because although it's advertised as a dragon-type gym, Ryan's team is more focused around weather. I mean, 2 of his Pokemon aren't even dragon-type, but this really isn't something new though. I mean, Karen has a Vileplume, and she's a Dark-type Elite Four member, so I guess anything is possible. Oh yeah, the battle's also a double battle. Right away, Ryan sends out a Gigalith and a Flygon, which both get a boost to their special defense in Sandstorm because of their typings.
Yo, what's going on guys? AAron2for20 here. Just a quick little editor's note. In post-production, I noticed while editing this video, Supra mentions on a few occasions during the number 1 part in Raihan that Steel types and Ground types also get the Spidef boost in Sand, when it is in fact only Rock types that get the Spidef boost. This still didn't necessarily change Supra's overall point of Raihan being a tough gym leader. Double battles are, in general, really tough gym leaders. I just wanted to, again, preface this quick little typo, and that the rest of the info he still thinks was enough to keep Raihan at number 1. Without further ado, though, let's just get right back into the number 1 slot.
And even once you get past one of those Pokemon in Ryan's Sandaconda, Ryan has a Gigantamax Duraludon, which is just insanely strong. Duraludon is already a great Pokemon without the Gigantamax. Having base 115 defense and 120 special attack is nothing to laugh at. Duraludon's signature Gigantamax move, G-Max Depletion, does so much damage. And on top of that, the Fighting type max move increases Duraludon's attack, Steel type increases Duraludon's defense, and Rock type max move creates a Sandstorm, which will boost Duraludon's special defense because it's a Steel type. All this combined together gave me trouble taking on Ryan in this gym, and I'm pretty sure this was the case for a lot of people. I asked on Twitter a few days back what some battles were in Pokemon Sword and Shield that people struggle with the most, and I noticed a significant amount of people mentioned Ryan, Leon, and Hop, so I had to put those fights higher on the list. However, I think Ryan is the fight that I struggle with the most out of the three, so I had to put Ryan as the number 1 spot for the top 5 hardest battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's gonna do it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like to let me know that you did, and also, if you're new here, consider subscribing for more Pokemon Sword and Shield videos like this one. Thanks for watching, guys.